Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we are going to be talking about this guy. Detected an abnormal manipulation, disconnected. It is currently a bug that many people are experiencing on which is hard and which is normal. We're also going to be talking about the patch notes that they released, and specifically we're going to be talking about what the errors are currently that they're addressing and the workarounds. We're also going to talk about how they addressed hacking because they did release another letter about hacking. Let's go ahead and dig in. So first off, I do want to showcase the issue here with the Witch's Hard mission. Now, this affects both the Witch's Hard and it affects the regular Witch's Challenge mission, or the regular Witch's mission. The Challenge mission seems not to be affected. But the reason I'm doing this right now is because we are not seeing this as a listed problem for the Witch's Kitchen, which I think it's a huge problem. I think there are a lot of people affected by this. If you guys watched me trying to do this on stream last night, I literally couldn't complete it because we kept getting detected abnormal manipulation. Usually it happens around the stairs, and then of course it happens when you're running down the hallway here, and it just happened right there towards the end of the hallway. Detected an abnormal manipulation, and then you get disconnected. This has been an issue that has been plaguing my attempts to clear regular witch and hard witch as well, and it's just really painful because it's not currently being acknowledged at all as an issue. If you actually go to the Netmarble forums, they do have a list of known issues, and they do talk about the other really big bug, which was the cutscene loop bug that we talked about in my last video, where you can bypass that by restarting. Interestingly, they say to bypass it by restarting, which is funny because you think they would just release a patch to fix it, but maybe they don't know what's wrong or how to fix it or what's happening there. But it's interesting to me that under known issues, they aren't talking at all about detected abnormal manipulation. I think this is a quite big bug, especially if anybody watched my stream last night where I just kept getting this as Luce and I were trying to complete the hard mission. It's annoying, it's inconvenient. Yeah, it doesn't hit every time, but I would say a solid 80 to 90% of runs that I do in the Witches mode right now, with the exception of Witches Challenge mode, I am hitting this. Now, I don't know if I'm hitting this because there is some type of modification to the cheat detection program. My theory is that it has to do with the stairs in some way, or the wooden planks that we're walking on, but it is just quite an annoying issue. And other players have run into this before, and we don't really know what causes this beautiful, wonderful detected abnormal manipulation to pop up, but it is totally frustrated, and it does need to be addressed right now in terms of bugs that are going on with the Witches event, because there's no way I'm going to be able to do 2 more weeks of Witches Hard and Witches Regular, and there's no way I'm going to buy extra tickets for it either if I'm going to keep running into this issue and I have to spam it, 10 to 15 times just to get my 3 tickets through. It's just not reasonable for me. Some of the other issues that they did talk about were pretty standard. So that's going to be the Tetra puzzle was showing up odd, which there have been other things that have shown up odd because they've released the patch early, right? Because we got the part 6 story earlier than we got the part 2, 3, 4, 5, so we're getting some weird things with that. They also talked about characters are getting hit outside of skill range. I haven't encountered this, but I'm guessing that it's going to be related to the challenge event. It could also be related to lag. Now, one of the other things that I think is really interesting is that they also released a notice about unauthorized programs. Now, this came after the patch release. This came at 5:30 in the morning. So this came quite a few hours after the patch came out. If you look at it, this came out at 5:30. This one came out at 2:30, so it came out after the known issues. And they talk about how, there is a lot of people or so on and so forth that we're having to put up with in terms of hacking and cheating. And that's definitely true on some servers. But I wonder about the timing of this message. I wonder about the idea that they released this, right? And I don't think it's in response to players complaining about hacking right now. I don't think that's the case. My theory is that they probably released this because of the amount of players that are getting flagged by detected abnormal manipulation in the Witch's Hard and the Witch's Regular mission. I have a feeling that what's going on is players are getting flagged here, and of course they're being tracked with this, right? Like, this is all information that's tracked by Netmarble. And so what happened is they released the patch, they saw a huge surge in players that were using abnormal manipulation, right? Or using abnormal manipulation, and were getting force disconnected essentially. So they saw a huge surge, so they thought, oh my gosh, we need to release something about this, right? Because according to their numbers, all of a sudden there's a huge surge in cheaters, when there's not. It's just a bug on the most recent event that they released, which they haven't acknowledged in the known issues for the actual event itself. So that's what I'm guessing is going on right now. It seems like they have not really acknowledged this or talked about this at all, and I think this is what's literally going on right now. And I think that's why this isn't being acknowledged, is because either they modified their cheat software to detect abnormal manipulations differently or gauge them differently, and they didn't test that launch with the coordination of the launch of this patch, which has also been changed. That's the current working theory that I have. And of course I could be wrong, and they could be genuinely just trying to placate the community and just openly communicate, which is absolutely possible, and I give them kudos for that. But I think it's not a coincidence that we are experiencing this abnormal manipulation bug literally after the patch drops, and then a few hours later we're getting an announcement about unauthorized program usage. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope this was a pretty good video, and you know, I hope that maybe this reaches the devs, or maybe we get some official announcement about this detected abnormal manipulation, because this is definitely a problem. So thank you so much, everybody. And as always, if you do want to support me, make sure you download those games in my description. It's one of the best free ways to support me, and I would really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys all next time.